for your lighting plot. So if you remember from Tech 1, we had to create spreadsheets that had things like your patch hookup or channel hookup that showed you what instrument was patched to what dimmer, color inventory, all that sort of stuff. So I want to show you how to do some paperwork now. So that is in Spotlight. So if you go to Spotlight, Reports. So we're creating reports. If you go to Reports, I can generate paperwork. Before I do that, though, there's a couple other things that I want to do first. I want to do the lighting inventory setup. So I want to actually say how many of each lights that I have to kind of keep track of this. So this is something that you can fill out by saying how many lights you have in each, and for your project I will let you know how many lights we have of each one. The reason why you're doing this is so that it will actually keep track of how many lights you're using, so that it can keep track for you to say, oh, hey, you only have a couple of lights left here. So let's just fill out. I've actually got kind of 15 of each light. So I'm skipping over some of them here because I just want to do the kind of key ones that I have. We didn't even do those ones, but we got the color source ones. 50 degrees, yeah, let's just go with those ones for right now and hit OK. So next, if you go back into Reports, Generate Paperwork. So that creates a pop-up here, which will pop up momentarily. I've got my computer working overtime here. Spinning wheel of death. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I can create a bunch of different schedules here. Instrument schedule shows you where instruments are located on each pipe. That brings up a good point. Let's just cancel this for a moment and show you. If you zoom into each light, you'll see that the instrument number is missing from each one. So how do I put the instrument number in? Well, Spotlight can do that for you automatically. If you go into Auto Number Positions, I believe that's the one that we want, it will, hopefully, bing, automatically number them so that you can go into them. If I zoom in here, and you'll see that most of them have a 1 on them because I've kind of changed the positions. But if I come back down here, you can see that that's 3, that's 4, that's 1, that's 2. So they've got them all auto-numbered depending on where they're actually hanging. So that's something that you may want to do. The next thing that you can do, we were talking about generating paperwork, is the channel hookup. So that's kind of the first one. I don't know why they start with the instrument schedule. That's more for where instruments are hanging, but I want to talk about the channel hookup because that's what you really need for patching. We already did with the inventory. That's fine, but I want to set this up. So you want to set up your column order here. So your column order needs to work for what you're working with. So I'm wanting to work with a channel hookup. So I want to have the channel first, then my dimmer. But in my world, I want my DMX address next because we're dealing with some LED lights here. But DMX address is not in my column order here. I have to move it over from this level here. So I'm coming down, and remember it's not a user address, but a DMX address. And I'm going to pop that guy over here. But now it pops it down to the bottom. And I actually want to have it second because I've got more DMX address fixtures than anything else. So I've got channel, DMX address, dimmer. Then I've got the instrument type, I've got the wattage, the purpose. Well, maybe I want the purpose, after the dimmer. And maybe I want the position next. And so I can reorganize these guys here. So I got the position and the unit number next. And then instrument type and wattage. Sure, that sounds good to me. And I could change the other stuff too. And I'm going to hit OK. And then, oh, look, I can put my name in here. Yay. And I could give it a title. And I could even put today's date in if I wanted to. So whatever. So let's hit OK. All right, now you're thinking to yourself, where did it go? It's nowhere to be found. That's because Vectorworks has generated it, but it appears in a different window. So if you go into Window, Worksheets, and why they call them worksheets and not reports is beyond me. Channel hookup, boom, that's where it is in this other worksheet here. And so now you can see it's got my channel numbers, my DMX addresses, my dimmer numbers, my purpose, what they all do, their position, their unit number, the instrument, and that is just so cool. And what's awesome is if I make a change in here, I can refresh this by just generate the paperwork again, and it'll make the change for me. So what took you a long time to do in Excel, it's just automatically updating. Now let's say I wanted this to appear on my lighting plot itself. I mean, normally you would actually just print this separately, but I wanted to show you how you can kind of highlight everything. I think if I just, can I kind of select all or Control A, Command A, I think that, whatever. Click highlight all this and right click and I can copy. And if I close this, I can just go back into it. I can have it appear on the side of my lighting plot if I want. So let's create a new layer for my paperwork. Call this paperwork. Okay. And on this new paperwork layer, I can hit paste and it pops my paperwork. So I can have it kind of off to the side there. It kind of helps if you're keeping track of everything while you're working. So that's a channel hookup. I can go through and do the hookup for everything if I wanted to, other schedules as well. Next couple things that I want to show you, and this is what I'm going to do in another video. So we talked about generating paperwork, and if you need it, it's in, well, to create it, Spotlight, Reports, Generate Paperwork, and to find it is in Window, Worksheets, Channel Hookup. So in a future video, I'm going to talk about how to do some lighting keys and making a kind of a finished plot project with a lighting, a border and all that other fun stuff. So until next time.